Hey, what's up guys? It's Phil back with 3D Japan, and so it's been a little while since the last video. It took me a while to prepare for this one because I had some really cool prints that I had to make and also something I designed myself. So let's get into it right away. Okay, so I received this package from my mini factory from all the way from London. I was surprised I didn't even know they were located there. But yeah, so they sent a bottle of resin for me to show. And this is their own resin. The interesting thing about this is that you have to be a member of My Mini Factory Plus in order to buy it. So it's not really available to the general public. Let me see, I have some notes here. It's a 1 kilogram bottle. It only comes in one color, that's this adamantine gray, or adamantine gray. Make sure I say it correctly. See, only available to their members. Being a member gets you also some other discounts and freebies. Their membership costs $7.49 a month, or annually $89.88. Okay. So, let's take a quick look at some of the models that I made. So, first, I had to do a lot of testing. You can see I've got all these validation tests, and we had some trouble figuring out exactly what settings I should use. So it's very interesting because my Soraya Tech and the other ones that I used were all pretty similar. Maybe change one setting a little bit, but this one I had a lot of trouble with it, and I'm not sure if it's the resin or the fact that I'm printing here in my garage and the seasons are changing. It's late October now, things are getting colder. So I was having trouble getting it to stick to the build plate and a little bit of trouble with the layer separation. So I moved the printer inside where it's warmer, and I had better luck there. So I did all these tests and moved it inside, and I did get some pretty decent results out of it. First off, let's start off big. This is the succubus from 3D Art Guy. All of these are from My Mini Factory. This succubus took a long time to print because it prints in multiple different parts. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 or 7 parts, I think. And then they had to be glued together. Now, the base is pretty simple, so I decided to not waste the resin on that and just used my Ender 3 V2 for that, and did it in some silver PLA from Longer 3D. So, but she came out amazing. Every little detail is sharp and clean, and it looks really good. I'm really happy with how she came out. My only issue is actually with the model itself, the way she's posed. I had to glue her to the base, and there's just some little foot pads there, not a peg. So she went in, and her wings are kind of heavy, so because of the way her feet are positioned, she was kind of leaning to one side, and I had to kind of straighten her back up and glue, and I used a clamp to hold her steady. So she's leaning a little bit, but otherwise she looks really good. Next up was this cyberpunk gumshoe detective by Eastman, right? Yeah, Eastman. And he came out really well. There's a little bit of separation in his collar here, but I think he still looks really cool. Just like the succubus, there's a ton of detail in there. My only complaint was the base that Eastman included is really tiny, and I don't think it looked right with this big wide character. So I decided to design my own. And this is what I came up with. I think I got a decent kind of cyberpunk feel, a little bit of tech in there. Oh, it goes this way. A little bit of tech in there and some bricks. And I think it came out really well. And all the details came out really good with this resin. See the bottom there. But yeah, so my apologies to Eastman, but I designed my own base. And that is part of the reason that it took so long to make this video. So yeah, he came out really cool. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of layer separation in the back of his hat there too, but otherwise really nice. Here, I'll put this base up here. Okay, so finally those were both really detailed models, and I wanted to get something that was kind of smooth, and so I got this this lady. It was, make sure it's called 18K Anatomy Woman by Nutshell Atelier, I think it's pronounced. And she came out really well. I bought it and it comes with a topless version and a fully nude version. I thought for YouTube, I will do just the topless version. But she came out really nice, but I thought she's really small. You can't really see much detail with it, so I printed her again. Look here. And I think this is double the size. This one came out much better, especially the detail in her hair. And let me take a closer look here. And I pretty much can't see any layer lines. It just looks really nice. So I'll put you up there. Okay, so my thoughts on this. Like I said, it's $39.88. What did I say? $39.88 or $39.99 for the bottle. And I mean, that's kind of around the same price I would pay for Tech. Plus, you also have to be a member. So you're kind of paying a little bit more, but you do get pretty good results. So I don't know, maybe you might find it's a good deal. Oh, another thing I should mention with the succubus. When the prints came out and they were fully dried and cured, they were a bit soft. For thin objects, like you see here, you can see her spear that she's holding. It kind of drooped down because I just couldn't get it to stay straight. I don't know if it's something to do with my settings, but that's the way it came out after it was done curing. So that's something to keep in mind. Maybe if you're printing thin items, you might want to make them a little bit thicker. And I mentioned some of the layer separation. It might be because of the cold temperatures. One last thing I noticed was just an odd observation is that normally when I have the Tech or Epax or some other resin in my vat and it's sitting in there for a while, maybe a couple days, it kind of separates and it leaves like a powder at the bottom, and I have to get my plastic scraper and stir it around before I can print again. Weird thing with this is it doesn't separate. I mean, I've had it in there in the vat for like a week, and it was still pretty much good to go. I mean, I still gave it a little stir anyway, just in case, but there was nothing stuck to the HitFilm. And I just thought that was really interesting. But yeah, so there's some test prints and little information about this resin. I'll put a link to where you can get it and where you can actually subscribe in order to get it down in the description box below. Yeah, if you like any of these models, I'll provide links to those as well. And so that's it. I've got to go pack now because I'm headed off to LA tomorrow. So I'll see you later. See you next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And again, see you next time.